Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another stream, everyone. We go again. 6 game weeks left. Six? 5 game weeks left. And we still have a decent bit to go through. I have 2 free transfers. So we'll wait for this to fill up. Let me pull up chat real quick. If you could do the poll I have up, that would be great. I'm intrigued to see what people are on. But yeah, let's see. As usual, if you could let me know if you could hear me. I know I always ask, but I'm always worried that one day, like, I just forget to click the button, and like, that would be terrible. One sec. Okay. So I have 2 free transfers, and the issue is, I really like the look of my team, and that's a problem because I need to make moves for game week 37. So I'm unsure what I'm going to do, but I'm thinking so far right now, Dan Byrne and maybe in a Dingra. We saw, what's his name, get a price rise today, and I was absolutely cracking. Ross Barkley, he went down to 4.7 million. So that's such a L. But yeah. What can't I see, chat? 2 seconds. Okay, who do we have in here? Loud and clear. Thank you, Brian. How are you, Fur? Objective Matt, how are you? Perfect. Liban, how are you? Mad respect. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. I don't know why I can't see my chat, though. This is so annoying. I might just pull it up in a separate tab for the time being. Maybe it's because I started a poll. Alright, give me 2 seconds, lads. What's up, brother? Brian Marcy, how are we? Miko, suggesting you maybe do Barkley to Garnacho. Yeah, there's a few things I can do. So let me give you a rundown of what I'm thinking so far for the early geezers in here. So, what I'm thinking is, I'm kind of heavily relying on the team news. I have a plan if I don't get team news, and I have a plan if I do get team news. I suspect that Haaland will start, and I hope Alvarez does as well. I am expecting him to start as well. Foden, I'm not so confident about. I don't own him, so I don't really mind. But okay, chat's working now. Who do we have? Sam Chai, how are we, my dad? 1 second, I need to close this poll because it's messing up with my chat. Sorry for those who voted. We'll pull that back up when we have more in here anyway. 1 sec. Okay. We're good now. Yeah, so I have a plan with City team news, which would be likely Dan Burn and probably Garnacho. And if we get City team news, I would probably go, depend on if Haaland is benched. It suits me better if Haaland is benched, because it's way more differential to go with a different captaincy, and it'd be cool to go with someone different than Haaland, because I feel like he'll be like 180% this week, which is just a bit boring. I like the weeks where captaincy is kind of spiced up. Hello Nils, how are you? Let's see what we have in here. 1 second. Louis Bonilla. Hello, bro. Watching from the USA. 1:30 a.m. I'm on wildcard 32, ranked 38,000. Very good. Starting Flecken. Can you help me bench one out of Collins, Gusto, Gabriel, Ruben? Help. I think if Gabriel, I seen that he wasn't in training, but I think he doesn't get subbed on if they're winning, or I don't think he gets subbed on in general. So I think I'd start Diaz, Gusto, and Gabriel, and then if Gabriel is playing, happy days. But if not, you get Gusto off, or not Gusto, Collins off the bench anyway. So I think I'd start Gabriel anyway. Good morning, Angel of the Light. How are we? Jeff, how are we? Good morning. Andrew D. Sven, how are we? Anton. KDB more minutes surely. Yeah, I would say so. I think it's very likely we see KDB get 60 plus minutes, definitely. Miko says, do I have to get YouTube Premium to become a member? Absolutely not. If you just click the dollar sign beside the emojis in the comment section, I think you can do it. But you don't have to, of course. If you want to support me, you're more than welcome. I'm benching Slanky or Wood for Foden. Help, please. I think Foden is in kind of the same boat. You don't mind if he comes on to get minutes against Luton, because he can be very impactful in maybe 30 minutes. But I don't see him getting subbed on if he's on the bench, just because they have a big game coming up. And I don't see why they'd risk him, especially with the injury scare. So in that situation between Solanke or Wood, I think I'd play Foden anyway. Unless we get some early team news, which I'm sure we will. But if it's between Wood or Solanke, I think I'd play Solanke. Would I play Solanke? Ooh. See, I'd play Solanke because penalties. Excuse me. But yeah. Hamza says, should I sell Son and Bowen for Havertz and Brenton Diaz? I don't think so. I don't think you can sell Son this week. Newcastle away is not a bad fixture. We've seen in the reverse fixture he got 17 points. I would love to captain him, man. I would love it. Hi Chai, I'm 516, so close. Yeah, I'm slipping away. Yeah, a poor few game weeks. But the issue has been that I've been liking my team. It's just maybe a few of the Spurs assets and the Brentford boys have let me down. But that's the game. Awawawiwa Chai. Start one out of Muniz away to West Ham or Rodrigo at home to Luton. There's rumours that Rodri's going to be benched. I don't know how strong they are. Again, I'm sure we'll find out. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Spurs are the early kickoff this week. But Muniz away to West Ham after winning player of the month, or Rodri at home to Luton. I think I'll go Muniz just because he's the attacker. Start Porro or Gusto. Good luck for 33. Look, I'm all for starting Porro. But Gusto's not bad at all against Everton. I feel like Everton at home is always a good fixture for any team because Everton seem to always struggle to score goals. Maybe I'm wrong because they always clock a high XG. But they just fail to convert a lot of chances. So I think I'd start Porro. I feel like he's a player that thrives on confidence. I don't know what it is. Every time I do a stream, I get bunged up. 1 second. What's going on? Sorry. But yeah, Porro is definitely a player that thrives on confidence. And after a goal last week, I think he'll be well up for it. Harry Younger says, hi Chai, how are we? You know what, KDB would be an interesting captain. If I had him, I think I'd do it, to be honest. Have free hit left? Yeah, me too. Captain Tony. It's very, very tempting. If I knew he was going to get 90 minutes, I think I would do it. That's the only issue, though. We have no clue. Mostly any of the minutes of these players. Alvarez, Haaland, Tony. Yeah, it's kind of annoying, I can't lie, but I suppose I made my own risk. Kenan says, hello brother, just to say congratulations on your rank. Thank you, appreciate it. Hi Chai, would you do Porro to Ben White to prepare for the double game week? I don't think so. Not this week anyway. I think I'd wait another week. Who do Arsenal play? Yeah, Arsenal play Villa. Yeah, it's a tough fixture. Again, with Tomiyasu back, at some point we're going to see some rotation, I think. Sorry to fearmonger though. Bro, I can't hear you. This is happening to anyone else. Wu-Tang is for the children. Okay, interesting. Who's more nailed for the City defenders? Ruben, Akanji or Guardiola? Need one for the rest of the season. Rosen, I'm in the same boat. I think Diaz is the most nailed out of all of them. Second, I think, is Guardiola. But I think Guardiola could miss this week because of the tough fixture he had during the week against Madrid. He played 90, scored a goal. Of course he scores a goal when he's not in the league. But I do fancy Guardiola out with a lot, just for the price. The most nailed though is probably Diaz. John Boltman, sub Choi from the Ultras. How are you? Good to see a few of Gianni's crew in here. Sorry you have to join me instead of Gianni, but he's busy away on Sky. I think Haaland and Alvarez both start. Yeah, that would be unbelievable. To be fair, what's more ideal for me is if just Alvarez starts up top on his own. That would be great, but I don't see that happening. Thoughts on transferring out Saka for Gordon? Free hit in game week 34. Nils, I like that move for sure. I think Gordon is one that's a lot of people are going to own. Only 6 million, and he's a really, really good fixture run of Sheffield United and Burnley, and then going into a double. So he's definitely a good move. Kaya says, would you start Van Heck over Adogi and Gusto? Yeah, that's a tough one. Burnley away. It's a decent fixture for Brighton, but I don't know how much upside Van Heck carries. Would I start him over Adogi and Gusto? I think I would roll the dice with the two boys. But surely there's a third slot that you could slot Van Heck into. You should captain Son. Yeah, I agree. Early kickoff though. Like my issue with captain Son is if I captain him, I have to wait 2 days after to find out the result of a Salah. Or not 2 days after, but a whole day and a half basically. And that is kind of annoying. But usually I don't make that influence my picks. But I do fancy Son. It's just so hard to go against Haaland if we find out he's starting. So if he's like, I'll put the voice on him for now. And I'll change it over if we find out Haaland is benched, which would be ideal. So again, just to clarify, if Haaland is benched, I will start a Dinker farm. But I can't see it happening. When should I use my triple captain? Game week 35, I would say. You could use it on a Son or a Palmer, I think. Wood captain, yeah, what a player. What a player. Are you happy holding Alvarez till the end of the season? I think so. I don't know though. Last week I kind of regret it after he didn't return. I expected him to return last week. If he gets this fixture though, I'll be fairly happy because this is a great fixture for him. And you expect him to get 1 out of the 2 games in 37. Ranksta says, you got a cold. I think so, man. I don't know what's going on. FPL Freddy, how are we? Good morning. Will Rico Lewis start? I would say he's very likely to start. Best goalkeeper to buy for 37 bench boost. I think Andre Onana is your best bet. Vince says, Shy, how are we? Good morning. Tiny Fungus, good morning, Craig. Red Devil, good morning, Chai. Good to see you. Good luck this game week. Sarabia to Gordon, Solanke to Wood. Are these good moves? I assume you're on free at 34. Sarabia to Gordon is a good move. Solanke to Wood, I don't think so. Wood has no doubles coming up, so I think I'll just hold on to Solanke. Nick YT says, Yo Chai, Son to KDB. For a punt, got luxury transfer. Ooh, for a 1 week punt, it's not bad. Why not? Go for it. Okay, let me pull up a graphic. This is the first time I've done this, but I thought it was just a good token point. Let me find it. Okay, there it is. This is just a fixture run. Hold on, let me fix this. Okay, yeah, this gives us a little rundown on the fixtures. Oh, that's probably my best bet. Wagwan Chai, really fancy Alvarez punt for this week. Would that be stupid? No, if we know he starts, I don't think he's bad. So let's look at this graphic we have here. This just displays obviously the fixtures coming up. So I think it's very easy for me to categorize players based on your strategy. If you're on free hit 34, I would bring in, if you don't already have Chelsea and Spurs, so a Son if you somehow don't already own him. Palmer obviously. Augusto and maybe a Porro. I would hold on to him if you're on free hit 34. And again, if you're like me and you're on free hit 34, maybe an Isaac is someone you're looking at because he has a Burnley and Sheffield United before the double. If you're not on free at 34 and you need to prepare for the double, I would move towards maybe a Diaz, that is Luis Diaz, or Eze. I really like Eze. Now I'm not sure who he has this week. Who did they play? They play Liverpool. Okay, so it's not a great fixture for this week, But next week I'll definitely be looking at an Eze if I was not free hitting. I really like Eze. 2 home fixtures in the double as well. And who else? Solanke. I think he's one that's going underneath the radar. He hasn't been returning recently, but Bournemouth have been on good form, and I think he can show up in a double game week like that. So, yeah, that's an Eze, a Solanke, and maybe a second Arsenal midfielder like an Odegaard. But from that fixture list, that's who I would be going for personally. But yeah, it is interesting that we're going to have a hectic few weeks. Start Muniz or Solanke, says Arya. I think I start Solanke. Tiny Fungus says Alex Moreno to Ruben Diaz, Fofana to João Pedro. Yeah, I think we need to wait for some City team news first though. I would hold on as late as possible. Can Maddison please get a return this game week? Yeah, I think this is the week. He's I would say he's back to full fitness now. I've been saying that forever, but I think this is the week. Foden to KDB. That's an interesting move, but I think only as a 1 week punt. I think long term you want Foden. Would you swap Saka for KDB as a 1 week punt? Yes, I would. Is Aït-Nouri injured? There's a lot going around about Aït-Nouri. To be honest, my honest answer is I haven't a clue. Because there's so much out there that you don't know what's real. But I think he will be with the squad. Whether he starts or not, though, I haven't a clue. FBL Doctor, good morning. Couldn't get to Isaac on my game week 30 wildcard. Free hit 34 with 2 free transfers this week. Thoughts on Saka and Nunes out for Foden and Isaac. Even if Foden is benched, Garnacho in first sub. Yeah, they're nice moves for sure, especially with the Garnacho cover. Saka out for Foden though. I suppose you have to because free hit 34. Yeah, I like those moves for sure. Yeah. I would be tempted with a Gordon though, I can't lie. But yeah, Foden is just as good. Would you sell Tony for Isaac? Not this week, personally. I'm willing to give Tony one more week. Let's see who we have. Son to Diaz? Nah, no way. Adam 702. Would you start Solanke or Muniz? Solanke. Best midfielder under 5 million. I think Adingra. For me, anyway. Would you sell Son and Archer to get Isaac and Mbeumo for a -4? Ooh, I like that. I can't get rid of Son though, especially against Newcastle. I don't think I'd do that. But Mbeumo is a really nice punt. Don't get me wrong. Let's see. HI, what are your genuine thoughts on Robertson until wildcard in 35? Yeah, so Robertson is one I've been playing with in my free hit 34. He got a 45-minute rest midweek, but I don't know if he gets both games in the double. I think he only gets one, and then maybe 30 minutes in the second fixture. But I would love to have him because as an asset, he's probably as good as it comes in FPL terms when he's fully fit. But yeah, I suppose we'll see how or what happens against Palace and then in the Atlanta fixture next week. That'll be crucial for my decision making, I think. I did Son to Eze instead of Burning. Right choice, question mark. I don't think so. Like you're not using Eze this week, I assume. What do you think about Bob as a 1 week punt? Not bad. I just think there's probably better ones. If Choice sells Madison, he'll hold. Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm not selling him. No, but I think he could do well this week. Start Garnacho or Darwin? I think I start Darwin. And pray he starts. Bench Dogi or Alanga? I think I'd bench Dogi. Darwin to Jesus. Yeah, I think if Jesus starts, he's a good chance to hold. Jesus has been a warrior in my team for far too long. Thank God I got rid of him. Wood to João Pedro got 2 free transfers this week and free hitting in 34. Yeah, I think João Pedro sets you up well. Whether or not he gets the 2 games in 37, I don't know. But I feel like that'll be the case with a lot of the players in 37. Like, if you look at who's doubling in 37, you have City, who always rotate. And you have Brighton, who... Ferguson is injured. That's why João Pedro, I think, is so nailed on. But by the time we get to game week 37, I think Ferguson will be back. So we'll see. That's why I prefer Dinger. I feel like he's nailed. I know I keep talking about him, by the way, but for 4.9, he's really good. Would you sell Son and Areola to get in Luis Diaz and Jose Sa? Says Adam. I don't think so, man. Luke says, free hit 34, 2 free transfers. Don't know what to do. Should I go Kuna to João Pedro? That's not a bad move either, but for this, yeah, João Pedro has Burnley this week. Actually, yeah, it's not a bad move. Especially if you don't know if Kuna's going to play this week. I think he will though. David Keane says, no City player, can't afford Haaland, thinking Maddison out for KDT. I assume you mean KDB. Have free in 34, no wild card. Have had Maddison since 29, very little returns. Yeah, Maddison has been very, very, very underwhelming, I have to say. But it is what it is, I suppose. We kind of bought him for the future game weeks and hope that he'd do well in the immediate, which he hasn't. But it's not to say that he still can't do well. I think the knock he's been carrying has been influencing him a lot because he's not moving freely and he's getting subbed early, which I don't think is tactical. You don't sub off your best player, even if it is it's very likely it's tactical, is what I mean. But Maddison to KDB for this week is definitely not bad. Free 34. I mean, a lot can change between now and the end of the season, so let's hope it goes well for you, David. Haaland for Salah. The only way to fund on free at 34. Yeah, I don't mind that. Watch, this will be the 1 week Salah outscores Haaland though. Hi Chai, I have 2 free transfers. Do I sell Son and Morris for Haaland or Salah? And Tony for Haaland? No, I don't think so, man. Garnacho's the second transfer. No, I don't think so, man. I wouldn't get rid of Son. Bench boost maybe this week. Petrovic, Dogi, Maguire and Garnacho. It's not bad. Maguire and Garnacho plays Bournemouth, which is not ideal. I could see him conceding. And Petrovic, Dogi. It's not the best, Tom, I can't lie. Game week 37, 2 of those double. No, all 4 of those double. So, I don't know. I think I'd hold on to it. Mbuemo captain. Yeah, it's not a bad punt at all, man. Nick says, hey, what do you think about Kuna to Alvarez? If we find out Alvarez is starting, I don't mind it, but I assume you're free hitting in 34. Your Levi says, João Pedro hype. Is it worth it, Chai? João Pedro, I think so. He's on penalties. He plays Burnley this week and he has a double in 37. I say it's likely he gets at least 1 in the 2 in 34 or in 37 anyway. And he's only 5.3, so it's a really good enabler. So I don't see why not. George says, are you still sick? I don't know what's going on. I just woke up like this and it seems like every time I stream I'm sick. Maybe it's waking up early or something though. Chewy FPL says, sell Zabanya or Doughty on free at 34, bench boost 37. I think I would sell Doughty. Just move him out of the way before his price drops even more. Whereas people might hold on to Zabanya because free at 34, or not free at 34, because they're dead ending into it. Start Burn or Porro. Porro all day, man. Attacking threat. Flecken or Kelleher. I would start Flecken just because why not? Sheffield United at home, I mean, you never know how that's going to go. And I'd just roll the dice on him personally. Darwin or Alvarez. Alvarez if I know he's starting. Reguilon or Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis all day if he's starting. No one is talking about Mbuemo. What do you think? Yeah, like I said, Mbuemo is definitely going to be one that goes underneath the radar. But it's the same with Tony. Like, Mbuemo is only back fit, and don't get me wrong, he's a good option. But Tony is the better option if he's fit. And he always has been, in my opinion. Especially if he's on penalties. But yeah, I think even in the double in 34, they play Luton and they play Sheffield United this week. So if you're not on free hit or wildcard, he is a good option because you can just hold him true till the end of the season because they have really good fixtures. Ryan says, "Hey Chai, should I play Muniz or Garnacho or Dogi? I would play Muniz or Garnacho just for the attacking threat, I think." Start Romero or Zabania? No Spurs boys, please. Oh, you silly boy. I'll be starting Romero. Natalia says, "Yo Chai, good morning. KDB bench, I don't know. Madison to Johnson or Gordon? If I had Madison, I wouldn't move him on to any other Spurs asset. I think the best 3 Spurs assets are still, and they will be till the end of the season, is Son, Madison, Pedro Porro. I don't know if you want me to explain why, but in my opinion, like, we're seeing Madison come back off an injury, and he's just not at 100%, but he's back now. I think he just from the interviews and he's speaking the way he's speaking, I think he's almost back to full fitness, if not already at full fitness. And I know he's killing so many of us because we're holding on to him, but I mean, you can't get rid of a player that has 2 doubles coming up, and we know on his day, we even seen at Leicester how good he was. So I've no doubt about how good Madison is. It's just he's just not been returned recently, and players go through stints like this, and they just need just time to get back to their A game, I suppose. So I think Madison's definitely still a hold. Don't get me wrong, very disappointed, but a hold for me nonetheless. H Bucky says, "Hello Chai, how are we? Alex Fernandez Madison hold is killing me." Yeah, it's killing me too, man. It's tough, but you just have to take it on the chin sometimes, man. Tony Fungus says Werner over Madison as an asset. You see, Werner is our only striker asset in FPL, so whether you want to use that slot on a Werner, I mean, go for it. But Werner has seemed pretty good recently. I think even from watching training videos that Spurs do, he's looked fairly confident and looked quite sharp as well. So I don't know. I hope we sign Werner. I love him as a personality too. John Hayes says, "Morning, Shaw. I'm going with Salah captaincy today." Okay, that's bold. I like it. I'd like to know why though, John. Very good though. Hope says, "Son will haul if you play left wing. Will be my captain." Yeah, I think we've seen in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Like I said, Son has always been a better player on the wing. I don't fall for this striker stuff about how he's a better asset up top, but for me, left wing or striker, he's a good option regardless. For me, I prefer him left wing, even just for Spurs' sake. Sup Chai, why did you move the C alert? It triggered a few people when Focal's raid came over. They're asking what's that sound like. So maybe it's an age group thing where maybe the younger crowd prefer something like that, and the 30 to 40 don't. So I can completely understand though. When I'm watching someone, maybe you don't want to hear that bullshit in the background. So I mean, fair enough. Why has Kulu been so mid this season? So he picked up an injury. And then when he came back, struggled to get back in the team. I think it was his ankle, and then he's just been mid ever since. Like, I don't know why. I suppose Ange's system, the way we play, he wants 2 jets on the wings, so that's Werner and Brennan Johnson, and it just doesn't suit our style of play. Where I think he's best in a 10 in a Madison role if he's starting, to be honest, just because he's not a winger really. But yeah, he's been kind of annoying. But again, I hope for the best for him. He's still only 23, I think we forget. So, like, maybe time will show that he'll develop as a player and maybe become a 10. But we'll see. Do you think it's worth to free some money with Salah to Madison? It says Nick. I don't think so, Nick. Not yet anyway. Maybe closer to the doubles though, we were. Odegaard or Darwin, who should I bench? Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd be inclined to start Darwin personally, because Villa are usually decent defensively. You've almost convinced me to hold on to Madison. Maybe I take out Salah for Foden instead. No, I don't think you should take out Salah personally, but you can understand why you hold on to Madison though. Alexander says Bone and Foden to Saka and Luis Diaz. I assume you're not on free at 34. They're good moves though. I just hope you're wildcard in 35 if that's the case. Sup, Troy? Why did you have? Yeah, I answered that already. Hi, Troy. Elise or Eze in? For me, Eze. I think Eze is on the penalties. Also, he's had more game time because Elise has been injured, so I feel like Eze is the move. Are you on free at 34? Yes, I am. Are we expecting a Liverpool reaction after the midweek loss? I think so. But Palace haven't been bad defensively, and Liverpool have been poor. That's my only thing. I don't know if Liverpool are in a bit of a strut after their recent performances, but they haven't looked great, to be honest. Are we likely to see a reaction? Yes. It's Liverpool at Anfield. They seem to get like a second win when they're at Anfield, so I say it's likely. Will Stones play? I think it's unlikely, but I suppose we're going to find out soon. Hopefully we get some team news. Let's see, where are we? Salah to Madison. Yeah, it's a bit mad. Hoicha, your team looks great as a differential. I see big holes to bounce back. What are your thoughts on selling Saka to Garnacho and Lascelles to Porro? Saka to Garnacho, Lascelles to Porro. I like it, especially if you're on free at 34. Garnacho, I assume you're starting this week. See, you could just get burned by Saka this week though if he's playing. That's my only issue, but I assume you have to use the 2 free transfers. By the way, I'm really excited for free at 34. It's always good when you use chips. But yeah, Lascelles to Porro is not a bad move, especially because he's injured. So, yeah, I would do those moves. HI, need a 1 week punt or longer hold on free at 34. I think Adingra is a good punt. I love that guy. I don't know why, but I think he could do well against Burnley. Does it worth to sell Foden and Son to buy Salah? No. Foden and Son collectively are better than Salah. I know it sounds a bit obvious, but even just because Foden and Son are 2 players that are really good going forward, so you'd want them in the long term, I think. Thoughts on Palmer captaincy? Not for me, man. Not for me. But I can see the incentive, I suppose. Are we likely to get Foden news before the deadline? Says Daniel Green. I think so, Daniel. I would say it's likely. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. What's that? 4 hours away from the deadline. So I would say it's likely. All right, let's have a look at my team. So this is my team, right? I'm fairly happy with it. I have 2 free transfers and 0.8 in the bank. What I'm thinking is maybe Dan Burn for Doughty. That's what I feel anyway. Dan Burn or a City defender if we get a leak. Okay. And Barkley to either Garnacho or Adingra. I really want Adingra. Plus he's cheaper. I feel like he is a player that's nailed though. And that leaves me with 0.6 in the bank. If you look at his minutes in the last 6 or 7, they've been quite good. And he doubles in 37, so not bad at all. He was at AFCON during this point, I'm fairly sure. So that's why he didn't play here. But before that, he was really nailed as well. So like, definitely a good option, lads. I'm sure of it. Okay. By the way, if you don't know, FPL team, it's the one. It's so handy for just planning ahead. I'm expected 61.1 points this week, which is good. It could be higher, it could be lower. I wouldn't be surprised. It's one of those weeks that I'm either getting 20 points from these 3 boys up top. I don't know if anyone's seen my tweet, or I'm getting 40 points. or I'm getting 0. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if all 3 of these were benched at the same time. It would just be my luck, but I feel like we have a good chance of a really good game week if 3 of these start, for sure. So yeah, let's see. If Tony captain, I would love to do it, man, but I don't think I have the bollocks to do it. He's let me down recently. Let's have a little scroll on Twitter. I'm excited for the Spurs game, by the way. It's a massive game for us, just because, especially, we have a really tough fixture run coming in, and if we win this, we have a good chance of top 4, I think. Love that. Apologies. I don't know why, man. I'm sick. I hate this. Okay, it doesn't look like we have that yet. Why am I dying? Man, this sucks. Every time. Okay, it looks like I missed a super chat. So, H. Buckle. Choi, my team ID with the £2 super chat is 415-4998. 1 free transfer, free at 34. Please help. I got you, my man. Let's go. 415-4998. Free hit 34. 1 free transfer. Okay. You start Bradley for me. And you risk starting Moreno for sure. I like this team. It's quite good. Free 34, so you need to use your transfer this week. What would I do here? So you keep Foden for sure. You don't need Aiton Ori anymore, but if he's starting on the wing, you would like to play him. Dogie Bradley. Man, this defense is really off-putting because you don't know who's gonna start. Like, you don't know for sure if Moreno's starting. You don't know if Bradley's starting. You assume he is, though. Gabriel, there is a question mark over. Aiton Ori is a question mark, and same with Foden. I don't know. I'd be inclined to start Foden anyway, but just as of now, we haven't got any team news yet. So I probably would start Foden as of now. I would definitely start Moreno. Ortega, sorry, I don't know why I call him Moreno. I'd start Ortega just because we won't see a goalkeeper sub unless someone gets injured. So he'll just auto sub to Petrovic anyway, so I won't worry too much about that. I don't know about you, but Gordon is not too bad about against Tottenham. So what would be my move here? I would say just because you're free hitting in 37, you could move on to Gabriel. Maybe to a Dan Burn. Let me see. How much money do you have in the bank? 3.2. Can you afford a Isaac? Isaac would be tasty. Yeah, you could do that. I do like Isaac. Maybe... Oh, shit, you can't afford it. You're 0.1 off. Raging. Fuck's sake. Okay, maybe not Isaac then. Undo. Maybe move Gabriel on, just because Villa at home isn't the greatest fixture, I don't think. I see him conceding. And maybe you go for... You have a Spurs defender already. Maybe Dan Burn, because they have that really good fixture run before the double as well. So they have Sheffield United, then Burnley, and then the double of Brighton and Man United, which is quite good. And then it frees up some funds also. So you have 4 million in the bank to work with after you're free at 34. So then 35, you will have this, which is very nice, and Burn against Sheffield United. And we can assume that Bradley won't be playing because Trent potentially is back. Aiton Ori is another topic of debate. Maybe you play him instead of Burn, but I still like Burn for the Sheffield United home fixture. It's great. So, yeah, H. Buckle, thank you for the super chat. That's what I would do in your situation, though. And it looks like we have another super chat from Otto Ferdinand. He sends 65 SEK. I'm not quite sure what SEK is. If you could let me know in chat what SEK, what currency that is, that'd be great. But he says 0.3 in the bank, 2 free transfers: Petrovic, Onana, Bradley, Gabriel, Guardiola, Gusto, 8 Nori, Foden, Salah, Palmer, Saka, Sarabia, Isaac, Haaland, Nunes. That is a very, very, very good team. And I don't know how you have 2 free transfers on top of that. Who to play, who to buy. Looking at free hit 38. Free hit 38 and bench boost question mark. I think our bench boost week is game week 37 for sure. Free hit 38 is interesting. How well set up are you for 34? So you have 8 Nori, you have Guardiola, or not Guardiola, you have Gabriel. Bradley, who I don't think will get the double. You don't have a doubling keeper. You've Nunes. I don't know if that's like, I would rather use my free at 34 there personally, just because you don't have a lot of doublers. But what would my transfers be? I think I would personally play my free hit in 34. I would move on Gabriel, and then start building towards my bench boost 37. Who you have a lot of players there from. I think I'd move on Gabriel for, like I said, a burn. Again, maybe you do fancy the home fixture away, or a home to Villa, but for me, I'd move him on. And also, I see no Son in that team, who have 2 doubles coming up. So maybe you want some more Spurs in there. So like a Saka to Son, but you're not free in 34, so it makes it more difficult to bring in the likes of Son. So I know this is not very useful, but if you're asking me, I would change your chip strategy. But let's just say you are free at 38, bench boost 37. Probably stack up on maybe another Arsenal asset. It just makes it more difficult in the future to bring in the Spurs boys. But yeah, you have a very, very, very good team in a general sense. I assume you wildcarded recently. But yeah, I think I'll move on Gabriel. And if you were not going to change your free hit strategy, I would hold on to Gabriel, and I'd probably move on Bradley if I could. Just because he's going to probably play this week, but the next week for the double, I don't think he gets. So yeah, thank you for the super chat. Benjamin says, "Hey Choi, I assume we don't have any Foden news yet." Nah, not as of yet, Benjamin, but we'll be sure to let you know. Arlo says, "Good morning, how are you?" Morning mate says, Burrend, he says, "Would you play João Pedro or Isaac / Garnacho?" I would play João Pedro for sure against Burnley. Kittle says, "Morning Choi, SEK is Swedish Corona. It's worth about a $5." Thank you, Kittle. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's mad. We have viewers from absolutely everywhere. I'm surprised with like the amount of American, African, and then just Scandinavian followers. There's people from everywhere. It's crazy. But it's great to see the support. How do you like Thiago Silva transfer? That is crazy. Thiago Silva. I didn't think his name would still be mentioned in Game Week 33, but I wouldn't go there personally. I prefer Augusto. Hi mate, Solanke to Darwin for a free transfer, wildcard 35. No, not for me. Solanke doubles in 34, so it doesn't make sense to get rid of him to Darwin. I know Darwin also doubles, but I like the Solanke double fixture. That's just me though. Mr. Feather says a Spurs fan, LMAO. Yeah, we are a Spurs fan here, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? Of course I'm going to have some biases, but I feel like we are a good attacking team. Alan with the little Spurs logo. How are you, mate? Who to bench? Isaac, Gordon, Bruno G, Son, Palmer, Haaland, Salah, Tony. Alan, I have a question. Why do you have triple Newcastle against Spurs this week? Your little Spurs bird. Who to bench? I think you have to bench Bruno G for sure, one of them. Maybe Gordon as well. So for me, Isaac, Son, Palmer, Haaland, Salah, Tony have to start. Davis West with the £2 super chat. HI ID is 1182561. No free hit, one free transfer. Okay, let's have a look. 1182561. 118. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Chris Wood. No way, my guy. Robinson. Okay. Langa. Ooh. Very similar to my team. Langa for Havertz, maybe? There's speculation about Havertz being benched. Now, I don't know how true it is. No free hit, one free transfer. Okay, let me see immediately how you look for next week. It's quite good. Definitely not bad anyway. Personally, I think he's hold on to the Spurs assets. Who do I like? And what would I do? I like the double Arsenal for the double for sure. I would like to do an Elanga to Diaz personally, in your case, because I'm fairly confident of a Diaz start. And if he starts this week, it looks great for next week. You have triple Liverpool attack, double Arsenal midfield, which looks saucy. And next week you just do you move on Robinson, because Gusto, Pedro Porro, and Son do you well for the future. So you do a Robinson to... I mean, a lot of people will say you're missing an Arsenal defender, which you are. But it gives you an opportunity to do something a bit different. Now, if you're not for doing something different, I think I would just bring in Gabriel. Or Saliba even. I think I would bring in Saliba just because if someone's going to be rotated between the two, it will be Gabriel. Now, I'm not trying to fearmonger, but I just mean in general, like, Saliba is more nailed than Gabriel. Now, Gabriel has better goal threat. But for a double, I think I would go Saliba. And yeah, that looks very, very strong for a non-free hit team, man. So yeah, thank you for the super chat. That's probably what I do though. So you have Saliba in and maybe Diaz in this week. Let's see what we have. Tony or Haaland for the next 3 game weeks. Haaland for sure. Haaland has a point to prove, man. Are you still riding the Zinger train? For sure. Faux show. Question choice, says Adam McCarran. Would you sell Gordon for McAllister for a double? Wildcard in 35. I don't think so. I prefer Luis Diaz if you can afford it, for sure. I think McAllister did go through a stint where he was very good, don't get me wrong. But there are better options in my opinion. Hey, Chai, what about João Pedro? I bring him in for Solanke or Wood. I would bring him in for Wood. Solanke for the double, man. Have faith. Dominic with the 12 PLN. 1 free transfer. Bench boost 37. Free hit 34. Okay, no problem. Let's have a look. 458063. So this is Dominic's team. By the way, we have 43 minutes until the deadline, just so you have a heads up. Ooh. Okay, I see. What are we missing here? Not a whole lot, to be honest. I wouldn't be very confident in Neto this week. Bowen against Fulham is not a bad fixture. 3 at 34. So how are you looking in 35? Not bad. You know what? I would like a Vicario, to be honest. Now, I know it sounds very passive, but if I look at the fixtures that all these 11 players have, like, I like these fixtures for this week. And you're free hitting next week anyway. I think Vicario sets you up nicely. I know you're going double Spurs defense, and maybe not, actually. But I prefer a Vicario than a Onana or a Petrovic, to be honest. Now, alternatively, you could move on Bowen. But Bowen is not a bad fixture this week. Look, again, this is very impulsive because we're on stream and I haven't had much time to think about it. Vicario mightn't do you the greatest this week. But I think for 35, that sets you up really nicely. Free at 34. My cat is attacking the green screen. What is going on? One sec. Stop. That is so random. I didn't even know my door was open. But yeah, so sorry, let me get back to what I was doing. So free at 34. You have Vicario for this week. Looks quite good. Then you move on at Gabriel, maybe? No, you move on Bowen against Liverpool. To who? Oh, I just realised you're missing Haaland. I didn't even see that. Ooh. Okay, if I had no Haaland, I think you just go balls to the wall and accept it. And then bring him in at 35. Because Tony has a good fixture, don't get me wrong. Whether he can outscore Haaland, I think is very unlikely. But you can bring maybe a Haaland back in 35. Man, this is tough for a -4. Something like that. And who would you get here? It's 5.8. Maybe a Dingra or a Garnacho, I think, is the play. Man, this cat is trying to rip the shit out of the green screen. Doesn't know what's going on. He's so confused. But yes, this is tough because it's a very unorthodox team. And you have to get rid of the likes of Kirkes, Morris, Gabriel and Areola going forward. And you have no Haaland. Man, you're killing me. But I think I would do a -4 here for Garnacho, maybe. Because I think you're going to get stung by Haaland. And you can't, like, Burnley at home, you bring in Garnacho. And then you have Haaland for Forest, which is quite good. And then the following week, you look like this. Okay, and then it's kind of fixed. Yeah, I like that. Again, take that with a grain of salt, though. That's just maybe a type of my idea for you. Just so you have some sort of direction. No, we've not got any team news as of yet. We'll do a scroll on Twitter just to make sure you haven't missed anything. Let's have a look. What is going on here? I don't know if we're going to get team news, lads. And I don't know what I'm going to do if we don't. Let's see. I'm going to keep refreshing. If you could let me know in chat if we get any team news, that'd be great. As of yet, we have not got anything yet. Again, the only thing we might get is Spurs team news because we're the early kickoff, but again, even that's unlikely. Okay, let's get back to chat. So, Andrew D with a £2 super chat. He says, free hit 34, bench boost 37. Let's bring it up real quick. 690,432. Free hit 34, okay. So you start him. Man, this team is basically my team. We're in a similar boat here. You have to start Gusto. 1-3 transfer. Foden, Burn, Onana in. I think it's Burn for me. Just because it frees up some funds. When you have Haaland and Salah, it's very hard to, like, funds are very important. So I think Burn is your play. Just because of fixtures, man. Fixtures are too good. Now, a luxury would be Shar, who is a much better asset than Burn in my opinion. But that's what I would do. You free hit 34. And again, you're a similar team to me, so that looks unreal. Like, that's the way I've kind of set up my team. Personally, I would start Garnacho. I think you have to. You have a benching headache. There is a case for a bench boost here. Not gonna lie, you can move on Arzabanya to maybe a defender with a good fixture, and maybe play your bench boost early. I don't know, man. I see Garnacho and Dan Burn as really good fixtures in that week. But yeah, the the play for me would be Dan Burn. And one more super chat from Zach. We're gonna get to my team after this super chat. Again, appreciate it, lads, for supporting. I want some wisdom, please. Okay, let's see what we can do. 108551. I hope you see the thought process when I'm going through these transfers. Again, we all have our different biases, so maybe it's a bit different to how you do, and there's nothing wrong with that. So free at 34, bench boost 37. Automatically, I think I'd move on to Solanke. To who? 8.2. Free at 34. And maybe you don't move on to Solanke, actually. Let me see how you look for 35. What is the play here? You see, this is a good team this week, like. I don't mind holding a Solanke for a United fixture. You have Onana and Petrovic for the doubles for 37 already, which is quite good. And then the two of Gusto and Palmer as well. Garnacho for the 37. It's a very good team, I have to say. What would I do? What would I do? I mean, you move on Lascelles, that's the play, and you just go to Burn. It's very simple. I know it sounds very, very boring, but I mean, your team is so well set up that you don't have many other options. Then 35, you have one free transfer. You start Burn, and you move on Bradley because he's gonna get rotated out of the team. So that's what I would do. Who would you bring in for Bradley? Maybe a City defender like a Guardiola. That would be ideal. Or you go Gabriel to Guardiola. Yeah, that's what I would prefer in 35. So again, Zach, thank you for the super chat. I hope it's any bit useful. Kieran West, how are we? I see you in chat. Good to see you. Good morning. Nobody interested about Havertz. Look, he's been on really good form, don't get me wrong. I personally would be interested. But even on a free hit, I prefer Odegaard. Me personally. Mazen, good to see our channel members in chat. Hey Shai, how you been? I've been all good, man. I was out yesterday for my friend's birthday. We had dinner. It was a nice day. And today we get to see Tottenham play. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I suppose football is back nonetheless, so it's a good thing. And I'm streaming, so it's something I love to do, and it's great to see all of you in chat. So thank you for joining me. Sun captain for chase and rank. Yeah, that's the thing. That could either backfire or go really well. It is definitely a risk because if Haaland performs, you're kind of fucked. So, is it worth? If we don't get team news, maybe it's worth risking. Haaland or Son away to Newcastle is a really, really good fixture, and I myself am really, really, really tempted. I can't lie. And I'm going to give some thought into my team now. Look, I'm not necessarily trying to chase rank. I'm just trying to do the best as I can possible. So like I say, every week I just try to do what I think is best. And going against Luton at home, Haaland, doesn't make sense. Let's be real. Like, your best bet is hope that he gets benched and we get team news that he's benched. And then we move on to captaincy. Then it gets interesting. By the way, I would just like to say, if you don't already, have a plan for Haaland being benched. Because, like, let's just say it's 3 minutes till the deadline. It's a bit shit trying to come up with something. So yeah, have a fair idea of what you're going to do. Kittle says, I'm making some league-dependent plans, Shy. Yeah, I'm the same. Like, I'm bringing in a dinger and starting him for Haaland if Haaland is benched. So let's see. By the way, if you could like to stream, that would be much appreciated. We're nearly at 4,300 subs also, so if you could subscribe if you're not already, I would appreciate you. If this is your first time joining me, again, I really appreciate you joining me over some of the big boys. We're slowly but surely growing, so it's great, week on, week out. Any early team news? Not yet. Any chance you help me out with my team? I have 2 free transfers, 219502. Mazen, because you're a channel member, I will, but only quickly because I really want to get to my team. 219502. Let's see. 2 free transfers. What is your chip strategy? I assume you're not free hitting 34, just by the way the team is. Let's see. Connor Bradley is starting for me. I feel like this is a good week for him. 2 free transfers, man. This is tough. Again, set up for 37. I know I keep saying it. Wait, how's the team looking for next week? Let's have a look. 34. So, okay. So you bench him, you start Mateta, you start Gabriel. You start maybe Lascelles. You might have to start a Palmer, which is not bad. I think I wouldn't free hit in 34. I would go to a burn to set up for the bench boost. And then I would move one player on for next week. So, oh man, this is tough. Keller is not going to play both games in the double. Oh, maybe you can't go to a burn. Yeah, maybe you have to free it used already. Still have triple captain and bench boost. You kind of need to sacrifice here because you have not a lot of funds, my man. What would I do though? Like, the only thing I see here is move on Son, which I find really hard to do, but you're not like, you can just bring him back in, I suppose, for 35. So you just move on Son, and maybe go to a Diaz, and make sure you have enough funds to bring back in what's the name, Son, in the future, because you're gonna want too many Liverpool players. Okay, maybe an Odegaard is the play. Oh, why does he have some fucked up name, man? Martin, maybe? No. Odegaard, there he is. Okay. And then next, you use the other free transfer as well. So you go to, then you go to a burn. Just to, just to not burn the transfer. And then you're free at you're not free at 34. You look like that, which is quite good. I'd be happy with that team. 35, then you bring back in Sonny. Obviously you start him, and you start him, and you start him. Okay, I'm gonna look at my team after this, by the way. I apologize for all the teams, but my channel members, man, I have to get back to him. And Odegaard, you move him on to Son. You're gonna lose some team value, but it has to be done. And you do that. I think Kelleher should start this week. And then you move on Gabriel. So that's what I would do. Okay, I need to get to my team real quick. So this is how I line up. Is there any team news? No, not yet. Not yet. We'll be sure to get to it though. I have my moderator on watch. On FPL Tony watch. So we'll get something, I'm sure of it. Udogie or Gabriel Chai? Udogie. Why not? Gabriel's not bad either. I think he will play. Spiros, let's have a look at your team. This is the AI team, by the way. It's always mad looking at this. Petrovic, Garnacho, Haaland. Haaland captain. No problem, Mazan. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me, by the way. Neto, Douglas Luiz. That's a nice team, to be fair. Yeah, what are we feeling for this? 3-1 Spurs, 4-1 Spurs. I don't know. It's a must win for us, though. I'm very, very tempted on Son captain, lads. I don't know why I do this to myself, though. I feel like Haaland is only going to get 60 minutes as well. Stop that for Cario. What a keeper, by the way. No early team news. Yeah, so it's annoying. My team is really annoying because I just wish I knew who was starting. Like, imagine 2 free transfers as well. I think I'm just gonna leave it on burn for now. and a Dingra. I'm not going to make an early transfer just in case we get early City team news. Where in that case, I might bring in whoever is starting for City. Chat. Alright. Put in chat. Okay. Your score prediction for Tottenham Newcastle. Put it in chat. I'm feeling a 2-0 Spurs. FPL Hasbullah, good morning. How are we doing? Just woke up. Have I missed any team news? No, you're in safe hands here. You haven't missed any team news yet. But everyone is eagerly waiting on Twitter for something. Do you think Foden will start? I think it's unlikely. I do think it's unlikely. Anyone else feeling like Captain Tony? Unfortunately, like, I would love to. Spurs 5-all, 4-2, 2-all, 2-1, 2-1. Some interesting. See, everyone is saying both teams to score. This is what we're getting from here. And a Spurs win, which is interesting. Lalix says 3-2 Newcastle, gone against the grain there. 3-1 Spurs. You see, like, if we see a 3-1, a 2-1 Spurs, you never guess who's likely to be involved. A Heung-min Son. I would just like to add, though, Spurs have had one penalty this season. And we've seen how much, when we do captaincy, how influential the penalties are. Like last week, we seen Saka get a penalty, and we seen Salah get one, which Salah played awful, and he just returns because, I mean, that's what he does. But that can be the difference this week. Maybe Son gets a penalty and Haaland gets 60 minutes and doesn't get a penalty, and then Son looks a really good option. I know that's not how it works, but you get what I'm trying to say. Joshy says 4-2 Tottenham. 2-0 Spurs says Sean O'Donovan. Son and Matters back at it. I think it's likely that we see Maddison back in the mints with the goals. Derek O'Reilly, 3-1 Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. Some predictions are FPL based. Yeah, I suppose, but we have Spurs assets because they're good in front of goal. That's why a lot of people have them and are Spurs biased. Alan says 4-3. I was correct last week when you asked 3-1. Yeah, good to see Alan back in chat, by the way. If no Haaland, who will you captain? Son. I will captain Son if no Haaland. Bench Gabriel or Porno. I'm not quite sure who Porno is, but I'll be benching Gabriel in that situation. Why not Salah? Salah's a great option. He's been off the ball recently. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think Haaland's going to get 60 minutes or he's not going to start. I don't know why though. Maybe just waiting for this team news is getting in my head. Tony Capchoy, don't sleep on it. He's burned me these last few weeks, man. I don't know if I can do it. Any news on KDB or Foden starting? No, not as of yet. We're still waiting patiently. Do you have a free hit? Yes, I do. Let's do a poll. Okay. Let's bring up this captaincy poll again. I feel like captaincy in my chat is always a bit split. What are we doing? Fucking caps lock, man. I swear to God. Every time. Haaland. Son. Alright, chat. Let me know. For me, it's on Haaland so far. I really want a captain Son, though. Yeah, I wish I was like this guy again. This is how I played the game at the start, and it was so fun. I could move so freely. Good morning from Sweden. If Haaland doesn't play, what's your options? Son for me. Now, how's Tony not even an option for this poll? I know, Derek, but it's just the fitness. The fitness that we're worried about, Tony. If I knew he was going to play 90, I would captain him, I think. Red Deviler, Choi, keep Son, don't... Why can't I see that? Let me scroll down. Don't have free hit. You always want to captain Son, but Robin, you can understand why. He's the most lethal finisher in the league. He plays it for a team that's fighting for top 4, who's on penalties. And Newcastle away are the 17th worst expected goals conceded this season. They have a diminished back 4 of Dan Burn, Fabian Schär, Trippier, who's half fit, and maybe a Livramento, who's half fit, or a Lewis Hall. Like, that's shocking. No Joe Ellington. Like, maybe you call it biased, but I back us, like, personally. I feel like even if Haaland plays this week, Haaland blanks unless he gets a pen. Maybe Mazen. I wouldn't be so confident. It is Luton. Start Isaac or Garnacho? I think I start Isaac. Who would you buy if Haaland doesn't play? I'm buying a Dinger if Haaland doesn't play, and I'm starting him. Cameron says I'm captaining Son this week regardless. I like that though. Yo Choi, Isaac to Tony, Wara. No chance. Hold on to Isaac. Hear me out, Choi. Captain Alvarez. Man, I'm going to captain Alvarez, our Son, if Haaland is out. But I think I prefer Sonny, but we'll see. How's this poll doing? Let's have a look. Only 59% on Haaland. Interesting. 25 on Salah. Yeah, I feel like Salah's not getting covered a lot this week. Spurs are so predictable. Yeah, but it's Spurs with our full team back now. It's a different story in my opinion. Okay, let me end that poll. 160 votes, very good. Let's see, where are we? So, Refical, I've seen you before in our chat. He says, "Hi Chai, good luck to you for your FPL and YouTube journey. Can you please check my team? 9386381, free at 34, bench boost 37. Would love to hear your thoughts. Absolutely, no problem. What currency is that, by the way? If you could let me know. So look, where are we? 9386381. Man, why is this cat attacking my green screen? I swear to God. Free at 34, bench boost 37. I think I got that. You're free it next week. So how are you looking in 35? I bring in a Spurs defender, even if I don't play him this week. I wouldn't start Gabriel, man. Bradley Gusto, 8 Nori. Oh, maybe you do start Gabriel instead of 8 Nori. I don't know the status of 8 Nori, and I don't think I'd risk him, so I just go to Paro. Oh, you can't afford that. Man, I hate looking at your teams. I'm so used to having an idea what I want to do with my team that it's very difficult when I'm faced with something so different. But it is well set up nonetheless. Man, I'm just punching this green screen because the cat. 1 second. What would I do? Think, Chai. Think. I'd move on Gabriel for a Dogie. It's bold, but you just set up well for 35 since you're free hit, and you can get him back in next week anyway. Maybe you bench him for 8 in Ori. Who else? What else would I do? See, I like this team for this week. So, I mean, you can't really move on to Lascelles because you don't got the funds for that. So you have to make a sacrifice elsewhere. And And because your backline is so cheap, like you've Ariola, Lascelles, Aitonori, Gusto, Bradley, Petrovic, these are all players under 4.5, so you have to, like, everything is in your attack, which, don't get me wrong, isn't the worst thing. But I think it could be an opportunity to move on to Saka, just because you're free hitting at 34 anyway. Now, you might get stung this week, but I think long term, it's better for your team to spread the funds into your defence, because Bradley is going to be at risk in the future as well. And you don't have Lascelles, who's not playing. And you don't have a great team for your bench boost 37. So I feel like it's necessary to do. It is a sacrifice, but I think it will be worth it long term. And who would I bring in? I mean, I would just say Maddison, but he's been slacking recently. Whether that's a good option, I don't know. But if it was me, I would bring in Maddison still. Like, you've missed all the blanks, so I think that would be a good thing in that case. And then you free hit 34. You bring back in the two Arsenal boys. And then the 35, you look great. Like, that is really good. I really like that. And you've Gordon against Sheffield as well. So, that is a great team. But yeah, that's what I would do. Thank you again for the super chat. I appreciate it. So let's look back at my team. And we'll have a look at first some team news as well. Yeah, no team news so far. People are saying Foden and Haaland start. Okay, maybe there is team news. Foden has fucking done it. This is not good. Not good for me. Haaland starts. That means I'm captain him. Okay, chat. This is big. This is big. It doesn't leave me much option not to captain Haaland then. The reason this is bad for me is maybe because Alvarez doesn't start. That's why I'm saying it's bad. Do you know what? This is good though, because this might make Tony and Main Road tweet about something. Just about other players as well. Just to get some interactions, I think. Let's fucking go. Yeah, maybe that's good for everyone. I feel like that might change the minds of a few that are thinking about captaincy. Like, realistically, Haaland is kind of a no-brainer this week. We have 2 more super chats. I will get to them in a second. I just want to talk about this news that we're after getting. I'm gonna go without Foden against Luton at home, man. Oh, I don't like that at all. I was really hoping he misses out on this game. If Alvarez misses out, man, I'm gonna be cracking. I think I have to go with Haaland captain. He's been under too much criticism recently that he's gonna show up. This is the week for him. What time are City playing? They play at 3 o'clock, yeah. Guardiola starts. Okay, interesting. Guardiola, where did you see that, George? Because if Guardiola's starting, I'd be inclined to get him. I think they likely clean this week. Please tell me that's reliable though, George. I need to see where this Guardiola news is. FPL Tony, where are you, my man? Foden and Haaland start. Okay. George, if you could let me know where you saw that Guardiola news, just to get confirmation on it. That is so fucking gas. Oh, that's good. I can't lie. Do I put in Foden instead, says Mazin. You can do, but he's not doubling next week. Alvarez, this is I don't know if this is legit, boys, just so you know. Yeah, I wouldn't bank on this. You got me started. I'm seeing someone say Lewis starts. Yeah, Lewis starts. Foden, Haaland, Lewis. Lazy FPL. Guardiola starts, says FPL Main Road. Tony said Foden, Lewis starts. Thank you, chat. You're the best, by the way. Okay. I fancy a Guardiola. Let me bring up my team. I was going to bring in Guardiola 2 weeks ago, I decided not to. Thank God I didn't. FBL Harry confirmed. Start one of Gusto, Gabriel, Porro. Foden, Haaland start. 320 in here. Thank you for joining me, boys and girls. I appreciate every single one of you. By the way, sorry for not getting back to the super chats, but I really need to do my team. I hope you can understand. Let me just take a note on who super chatted so I know for the future. Ali, McDonald, and Isaac. Okay. So, what am I thinking after that team news? Guardiola for Doughty. The reason I like that is because I don't think Guardiola gets the game against Madrid then. I know it sounds mad, but they can play a Kanji there. I don't see him playing 3 in a row. Surely not. And one other free transfer would be a Dingra, which I like. Does a Kanji start? I'm not sure. Man, I need to know if Alvarez is starting so I know if I can bench him or not. Whoa, okay. Someone give me Alvarez team news, please. Haaland, Foden, Guardiola. Another week without Foden. Is there any way for me to get to Foden? I can do Madison to Foden. Do I fancy it? No. I'd rather stick to my guns with Madison this week. Personally, anyway. Foden has been amazing, though. Don't get me wrong. Is there any other way I can get to a Foden? Let's just say we done this to Foden. Phil Foden. Let's try tinker around. Let's see what we do. 3 million in the bank. I can't make up 3 million anywhere. It's just not possible. Hello, Beardy. How are you? Is Son your captain this week? No, it's gonna be on Haaland, man. No Peters. Guardiola or Dallo? Guardiola. What do you think of Munoz to JP? Great move. I'm in a sticky situation here, man. I'm annoyed. What to do? Do I just bench Alvarez or hope he starts? Any Spurs team news? Not of yet. Alvarez starts? Question mark. I don't know. We haven't got anything. How? Okay, let me think. So, Rico Lewis is playing either CDM or right full. Guardiola is probably playing left full. Haaland is playing, and so is Foden. And you can assume De Bruyne is starting too. He hardly starts Alvarez as well. Surely not, like. Foden, De Bruyne, Haaland. Does KDB start? I'm surprised we've not got anything on KDB yet. It's very interesting. Maybe he's still feeling some sickness. I'm unsure. But I feel like if he was starting, we would have got something by now. Let's see. Guardiola, Lewis, Guardiola. Yeah, we're still yet to get something on KDB. It just doesn't make sense why KDB wouldn't start though. Unless he's trying to make sure he's as fresh as possible for the Champions League game. But even at that, surely you want to get some minutes in his legs. Like realistically, it's between Alvarez and KDB starting. If Foden's starting as well. Or do I be bold and hope that Hallen gets subbed early for Alvarez and give Alvarez a 30 minutes? Ah, man, I'm unsure. I'm really unsure. I think I might just hold on to Alvarez and start him for 30 minutes. Realistically, he will get subbed on for Foden around 60 a minute. That's how I see it in my head anyway. 7 minutes until the deadline, by the way, just so you know. I'm looking at doing Guardiola in. 356 people in here, by the way. If you could leave a like if you're going to leave, or before you leave, that would be great. Much appreciated. It just helps us get us out there. And if you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Right now though, I'm dying for Alvarez team news. I can't lie. Maybe we'll get a bit of something 2 minutes before the deadline. Site crashed. There's no fucking way the site crashed. Don't give me that. Oh, I thought it did. I was gonna shit the bag. Yeah, some people forget that this is a very different Luton team. I agree. Gusto against Everton at home though. That's a good fixture, man. That is a very good fixture. What am I feeling? What am I feeling? I reckon Haaland off at half time. Maybe. Maybe. 5 minutes I have. Okay, say nothing. I think I'm definitely going to do the Guardiola move now. Like, it's just who I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to do my moves. Okay. Guardiola's definitely in. I want to start him. I think they are very, very, very likely to have a clean sheet, in my opinion. Very good value at 4.8. I'm surprised he's starting, to be honest. Burn off the books? Yeah, for the time being. Gabriel or Gusto? Gusto. Gusto or Lewis? Lewis. Petro or Onano? Oh, what did I say? Onano. Onana. Probably Petrovic. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Lewis is a better option for this singular game week. But in general, Guardiola is better. Okay, so Guardiola's coming in. I'm going to bring in a Dingra. A Dingra or Garnacho. A Dingra or Garnacho. For me, a Dingra. Just go a bit differential. Why not? Ederson and KDB start. Yeah, it's not looking good for Alvarez, is it? Shit. Fuck. Balls, man. Well, I've made my transfers regardless. Guardiola is in. Welcome, Guardiola. I hope you have a nice day. I'm better off starting. I'm going to have to bench Paro, aren't I? Which I never do. I hate this, man. Hate this. This is terrible. Let me refresh that. 4 minutes till the deadline, ladies and gentlemen. Foden is starting, yes. Do I just start a Dingra and go ballsy? Or do I just play Alvarez for the 30 minutes he's going to be on the pitch? Alvarez is going to come on for City if he's not starting. Alvarez isn't starting, says Alex. How do you know? It doesn't make sense that Alvarez isn't starting though. He played 10 minutes in the Champions League, like. Where is Alvarez? Let me ask. I would play Alvarez. Yeah, I'm inclined to play Alvarez too. Play a Dingra. Chat, Alvarez or a Dingra? I like a Dingra, personally. Fuck, man. I was excited about Alvarez starting too. Start Wood or Paro? Probably Wood. I want to start Pedro Porro though. Alvarez all the way. Fuck's sake, man. Please, someone reply. Adingra, Big Simon. Bench Madison. 2 minutes left. I don't think we're going to get the news, lads. Don't think we're going to get it. So my captaincy is going to be on Haaland. I can't believe I'm benching Porro though. Guardiola is definitely going to clean in my opinion. I'm starting the 4 home fixtures. You know what? I am benching Gusto. Yeah, I'm benching Gusto. Or do I bench Palmer? Is that too bold against Everton at home? Feeling a bit rogue, might bench Palmer. 1 minute to go on the deadline. I'm going to be sickened if Alvarez starts. You don't understand. "53 seconds. Choi, think, please. Yeah, best of luck, everyone. I hope you're locked in. Unlike me, I'm an idiot, man. No, I have to bench him. No, maybe 30 minutes against. I fancy 30 minutes of. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Chat, help me. Of 20 seconds anyway. You gotta start Alvarez. No. It has to be like that. I can't not play Palmer at home to Everton, man. There you go. We're locked in, chat. Anyway, thank you for joining me for another great stream. All 320. I never know what I'm doing. It is what it is. I can't fucking believe Alvarez is not playing. And if he's playing, I'm gonna cry. Like, I swear to God, if one of them leaked that Alvarez is starting, I'm gonna be fuming. Maybe Alvarez wasn't the best move last week, but I really thought he'd start this week. I'm really confused about why he's not starting. And how does that look for game week 37? I don't know. I really don't know. Come on, you Spurs, says Robin. Yeah, that's all that matters. 12:30 kickoff. We will be there. If you could hit the like button before you leave the stream, much appreciated. Again, 300 of you still in here. Adam says you're a legend. Be back here for the next stream. Thank you, Adam, for joining me. No chance Spurs keep a clean sheet, Ali says. Let's see. You'd be surprised with Spurs. It's a big game for us. I'm hoping for big things as usual, and I'm always fucking disappointed. So let's see. Just bench Adingra. It's too late now. Happy with your decision? Maybe not happy because I really thought Alvarez was going to start. And maybe he is starting. If he starts, he's scoring. But yeah. We'll firm it. On to the next week. For next week is free at 34. So, join me next week. It'll be good. We'll be discussing free hit. I think it's going to be fairly template, but it should be good nonetheless. So I hope to see all of you in the next stream. Best of luck to all you fuckers. Again, thank you for joining me. I'm going to wrap it up early today. I'm going to make food. I'm starving. So, best of luck to everyone in chat. Thank you for joining me. And